right, you guys, so a couple of days ago, matter of fact, last weekend I went to this barber event. Everything's blurry, all right? It was a dope event. I was a judge. There was multiple judges, okay? There were, I'm not gonna say anybody's name or nothing like that, but these big name judges. Shout out to Blenzino, person that, you know, really was a big influence on haircuts when I was in school. You know what I mean? I used to look at his burst tapers and all that, his haircuts. I used to really look up to him. Still do. Still a huge guy in the industry. But let me tell y'all about the event though. Like, I ain't gonna say nobody's name though, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Like, he was battling and he's drawing a lot of attention to himself. Like, it was just like, man, this man took off his shirt. Granted, it was hot in there. I ain't gonna sit here and say it wasn't hot, but man, what he did, the cut though, the cut that he did, oh my God. I mean, I'm talking about a part that's this thick, just on the side. Just, it was crazy. It was like a freestyle, what was it? Freestyle. It was like a tag team freestyle, right? The other guy did he did like a ball circle on this side. Other guy did a part on this side, this thick, man. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was super surprised that somebody would go that, it would go that thick. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm super surprised, but nevertheless, man, we're gonna get into the day. I'm gonna cut a few heads, show you guys what I do. Back on the grind. Hey, baby. Where you get your beats? So before you actually start cutting, what you want to do is comb the hair out first. This lifts the hair off of the scalp, making it easier for the hair to feed into the teeth of the blade. So my client wanted a 3 on top, so I went ahead and grabbed my 3 guard, put it on, and with the lever fully closed, that's an actual 3, all right? If I would have opened the lever, that would have been a 3.5. So I went with a 3, did what my client asked. It's not really cutting too much off of the top. He still wants to develop his waves, so you have to do what the client asked, all right? So don't just, because it's not, you know, taking it down to the length that you prefer, take it down to the length that your client wants. He just wanted a little bit off, and that's what I gave him. Now working on the taper, I'm gonna set in my bald line. Now notice how I was brushing it. The direction that I was brushing his hair in is the direction you wanna go when you're actually blending. So really pay attention to how the hair is brushed. So because I wanna keep this taper as low as possible, I'm gonna go in with my 1 guard and debulk, all right? I'm gonna set this guideline in about 1 inch wide, and I'm going up, combing it down, and I'm in my head, I'm thinking this is the highest that I'm gonna go. So because this is the highest I'm gonna go, I'm gonna focus on just blending down, all right? So I'm gonna set in my next guideline, which is the lever open, no guard, and I'm going up half of that. I'm gonna make sure I go over the guideline multiple times to make sure it's at that length of a lever open. Putting on the 0 guard with the lever fully closed, I'm taking out that middle line. I'm gonna use my corners the entire time. I'm just starting below the line, flicking to the line. And as much as I can, I'm not paying attention to that bulk that's on the top. I'm really just concentrating on blending down. So that's where my mindset is. So whatever the 0 guard couldn't take out, I'm gonna go back with my lever open and just detail that area as much as possible. That area between the one and the lever open. All right, so that middle line, I'm just kind of detailing just to get it as perfect as possible. Now when it comes to blending out that bottom line, I'm gonna set the lever halfway, soften up that bottom line, and then I'm gonna close the lever fully and take it out completely. So you always want to make sure you soften up the line first, especially if you're not just comfortable with just diving right in and just, you know, using these steps. Always soften by closing the lever. So right now I got my 1 guard on with the lever open, and I'm going with the grain, just knocking off some of that bulk. And lastly, what you want to do is detail your work. Notice how I'm angling the clipper and just getting in between those areas where I see bulk. What I like to do is I like to utilize the mirror. The mirror shows you a different perspective on the blend than just seeing it head on. Also, if you don't have access to a mirror, I like to just look away from the blend, come back to it, and just do what you see me do right now. Just detail by using my corners. Now as far as the back goes, I use the same exact steps, the regular steps. I go with the bald line, then the lever open, then I go up with the 1 guard open, then I work my way back down, taking out that middle line with the 0 guard closed, then I'll attack that bottom line with the lever fully closed, and lastly, detail my work. So before I just line my client up, I always like to prep my line, and I do this by taking the front tips of the line down to a 1.5. So now to basically dry out the skin and to clean it, I'm gonna add some shaving cream to my client's front lineup. I'm gonna add a hot towel. What this does is steams the hair, cleans the hair, and you know, you'll get a better, crispier lineup when you do this. So now that the hair is nice and clean and the forehead is nice and clean, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus on the facial hair right now. I'm not just gonna dive in and line them up. I want the skin to dry and the hair to dry. So that's gonna give you this crispy ash line that everybody looking for when you go to line someone up. So make sure the hair dries and the skin dries before you actually start lining your client.
seen my last reaction video, you would see that this guy had a comb with a razor in it, and I asked my subscribers, hey, send me that razor. This guy actually brought it in. Shout out to this client. Listen, he traveled far to get this haircut, and when I spin him in a full 360, he come out looking like
God did.
You too. This is the cut, and if you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. And also, HustleDreamProduction, that's my brother. He does all my beats. His YouTube channel will be linked in the description below. Make sure you guys go give him a follow. Also, if you want to know where you can find any tools that you've seen in this video, links will be in the description below. Otherwise, you guys can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My TikTok is official360Jeezy and my Instagram is 360Jeezy. But it's your boy 360Jeezy, and I'm out of here.